Hello, this is going to be my first impressions of Montenegro, specifically Podgorica or Podgorica. Anyway, this is without me being able to venture very far. Okay, so I'll have further impressions as I get to venture further. I have literally been sick since what's today, the 4th of June. I've been sick since about the 23rd, when I was still in Turkey, and I arrived here on the 26th. I am so much better. Um, but yeah, so these are my first impressions from what I've seen, which is very little, but I just wanted to share them. So, first of all, they love motorcycles here. And I did do a little video about that. They're loud and fast, and there's a lot of them. You hear them a lot, and mostly at the end of the day. They drive really fast here. Lots of speeding up and screeching tires. People drive kind of crazy. I saw a car swerving between lanes when I was out on my balcony. They stop at crosswalks, but I always, make sure they're stopping first. But because they're driving up so fast, and you have to get out of the road really quickly. I mean, because they take off immediately as soon as you're at the end of the crosswalk. And I felt like I might lose a leg a couple times getting up on the sidewalk. So you got to get out of the crosswalk really fast. Everyone I've encountered has been really nice. I haven't seen much yet, but what I have seen of the city and the area I'm in, it's very clean. I haven't seen graffiti. Like, there was graffiti everywhere in Argentina. There was graffiti in Turkey. There was graffiti in Spain. The neighborhood, at least that I'm in, and I think most of them are about the same, are very, have all the conveniences. The grocery store is about 2 blocks away. And it's huge. There's lots of restaurants, cafes, bars. The clinic that I went to, and I talked about getting treatment here in another video, is like 4 or 5 blocks away. The bus stop and trash receptacles where you take out your garbage are really convenient. They're just around the corner. The grocery store is huge and impressive, and all grocery stores are closed on Sundays. I got in trouble for filming in the grocery store, so I'm still not sure if I can use any of it. I'm trying to get someone who speaks well enough English, a security guard that speaks well enough English, that they can explain it to me, because I got in trouble, and I told him I wasn't using, I wasn't filming any people. I wouldn't show any people in any video, just the items in the grocery store. But I don't think he was too pleased, and he didn't understand. So I'm trying to get a definitive answer on that, because I would like to show what the grocery store is like here. But I'm not going to post it in case I get in trouble. I don't want to do that if it's not okay at all. I was waved right through security when I arrived, which was really interesting. They never even checked my baggage. Obviously, I'd gone through security in Turkey before I arrived, but still, they were checking some people's luggage, and they didn't check mine. So a lot of people speak English, which is funny to me, because I, once again, as a US citizen who only speaks English, I took French in high school for a couple years, and I've forgotten it. But I don't know multiple languages, and that's something I really, really, really regret in my life. And I've found, as I've visited other countries, not only do they speak, a lot of people speak English as a second language, but they also know multiple languages. And I'm so impressed by that. And I wish that it was more a priority. I mean, obviously there's US citizens who speak multiple languages, but it's not as common, in my opinion. Let's see, the taxi driver from the airport, that's standard about 15 euros. And he did take a credit card. And I couldn't find my cash at the time, so that really helped. One thing in the grocery store that I didn't know, and was very, very embarrassing when I got to checkout, is you have to label your own produce. They have at each produce area, if you're picking up carrots or whatever, there will be a number like 65. And then you go to the weigh. There's a weighing station at each end, and you weigh it and click, you press number 65. And then you get a label, and you have to do that. And I didn't know because we've never done that in the US. So I was quite embarrassed when I got and was holding up the line and not understanding what she was asking. She was telling me, you didn't label these. And there was a very nice gentleman behind me that ran back, grabbed my produce and ran back and got labels for me. Excuse me, my throat's a little scratchy. And I was so appreciative of that. It was so embarrassing though. And what if I was so taken aback and I was still pretty sick and I was wearing a mask, but I did not, I could have just paid for everything and gotten out of line and then gone back but I wasn't thinking clearly, and he just really, really helped me out. So Montenegrin men are very handsome and very tall, and the women dress really, really nicely. The apartment doors are solid and secure, and most buildings have a code to get in. It just feels very safe here. And I think it's pretty safe anyway, if I were to walk around at night. The weather's beautiful. It's, been like 80 degrees. It's about 90 today. And, but there's plenty of shade. I'm able to walk around and not be as hot as I was like in Argentina and Spain and Turkey. But, it's a little cooler here. It's not as humid here. So that helps. Okay. Had to take a quick break there for my scratchy throat. I am still healing. I'm getting there. It's getting hard to just lay around because it's hurting my legs. So I have been walking a little, but it's very minimal because I've had 2 setbacks and I don't want to have another setback, but I am much, much better. Anyway, another thing about Montenegro is you have to register within 24 hours of arrival. There is a $1 euro per day tax. And my host was kind enough, and thank God because I was so sick, to register me for the first 30 days at least. As soon as I move to another location, which I will be, I need to register. I still haven't found out exactly where to go. I'm working on that. And it's like, I think it's 200 euro fine if you don't do this. And, but anyways, as soon as I go to a new location, I have to register. So I'll figure that out soon. And you can do it at the police station, I think. And it said online, tourist offices. I went to a tourist office and they said, no, we don't do that here. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. I've been missing coffee. I got to have some this morning, which was really, really nice. Let's see. Google Translate doesn't recognize Montenegrin, and I just go with Serbian and it works fine. The currency used here is euro. They're long daylight in the summer, which is really, really nice. The sun rises around 5:08 in the morning and sets about 8:15. So that's 15 hours of daylight. It's quite nice. I haven't noticed a lot of cigarette smoking like there is in Turkey, but there are a lot of people vaping. They like loud music, fast cars and loud music. The playlists that I've encountered in cafes and restaurants are awesome. Like Smashburger plays a lot of Pink Floyd. And and it's very loud. They like it loud. I think I said that, yeah. And I've noticed passing by restaurants, bars, and cafes that there's a lot of men in them. There's some women, and there's groups of friends, and there's women out together with their friends, and there's couples out and stuff, but a lot of men. Lastly, if anyone here from Montenegro or Podgorica is watching, give me shampoo suggestions. I've tried 2 different kinds, one that was here when I, at the Airbnb when I arrived, and one that I purchased, and I haven't found one yet that rinses out and my hair is just flat and feels greasy. So I can't get it out. It just feels, it's just not the same. So if you know of a good shampoo, please let me know. And thanks for watching. Okay, one more thing. I was talking to a gentleman that works at Smashburger, and he's 25 years old, and I asked him about his impressions here. We got into a nice conversation. He speaks very good English. He asked me where I was from, and he really wants to go to the United States. And, he's aware of what's going on there. So I was just like, yeah, you might want to wait, not go quite yet. And I also, my current roommate here at the apartment, she is headed to the United States, and I hope she stays safe. But anyway, she was surprised that she knows I spoke good English, and she was surprised to see that I was here from the United States because they don't encounter a lot of people from the United States here. And I've also seen other videos where they say that it's boring here. I think the mountains around are beautiful. I obviously, being so sick, I haven't ventured and done any activities yet or, explored other cities. I plan to, but you know, it seems like there's a lot of beautiful places to go and hike and, things to see. But I also, the gentleman at the Smashburger, he said that I asked him what he thought of, here in Montenegro. And a lot of young people, I think, find it really boring. So those are I think my roommate, Maria, who's headed to the US, she also was surprised also because I think it's boring. She thinks it's boring here. So anyway, those are the impressions. I ordered the Montenegro breakfast, two cappuccinos, a red tonic drink, and it was around $13 plus tip. The breakfast was delicious. I couldn't finish it all because I was so full, but I'll get a little less next time. But it was really, really good. And yes, I hate wasting food. All the time.